Well, this is one of the last Sundays we'll have without football as the NFL season draws near. We'll be talking about what you can expect throughout training camp and more on Toyota Sports Extra coming up right after the news on ABC 10 in just a few minutes. The San Francisco Giants continue to shock the world. We'll show you how they got it done in their rubber match against the Padres, and the A's still have some magic left in them as they make a playoff push. You won't want to miss this ending in Oakland. And it's hard knock life for the Raiders during their final season in Napa for training camp. The 49ers are looking to finally get over the hump as practice begins in Santa Clara. You'll hear from some of the local pros putting on the pads this week. And Sacramento's undefeated boxing champ Blake "The Beast" McKernan joining us on set to talk about his upcoming fight in Stockton, looking to improve to 13-0. This Army veteran and single father promises fireworks on Saturday night. You won't want to miss our chat in studio. So stick around, hang out with me and Kevin John, get everything you need to know in the world of sports tonight on Toyota Sports Extra coming up right after this.
You're watching Toyota Sports Extra.
Welcome to Toyota Sports Extra on ABC 10. I'm Lina Washington. He's Kevin John. And just like Jalen Ramsey, we pulled up to work in a Brinks truck too. All right, the Giants remain the hottest team in Major League Baseball, but all eyes were on Madison Bumgarner today in San Diego. They were wondering if this would be his last game in a Giants uniform.
Yeah, and hot air balloon rides and HBO cameras are just a few of the things you can expect from NFL training camps in the Bay Area. Hear from the local pros on the 49ers and the Raiders as the season gets started.
You know, I'm looking forward to becoming a household name.
You're already a household name, at least for the people who have watched ABC 10 for the last year or so.
Blake "The Beast" McKernan.
Sacramento's undefeated boxing champ Blake McKernan joins us on set to preview his upcoming fight in Stockton Saturday night. You won't want to miss our interview with the Beast. But we begin tonight with the surging San Francisco Giants. They're not dead yet, folks. The best story in baseball coming out of the Bay Area, just one of them. The winners of 19 of their last 24 games. And with the trade deadline approaching this coming Wednesday, the G-men suddenly find themselves in the playoff conversation. Bruce Bochy's final season as skipper and his final road trip to his old stomping grounds in San Diego, his team came through in the clutch. Bochy, longtime manager for the Padres, of course, getting some love from the fans before he retires at the end of the season. The Giants have had the Padres' number, though, taking 7 of their last 8 games against their NL West rivals. And how about Mike Yastrzemski, grandson of Hall of Famer Carl Yastrzemski? What an impact he's had on this club since getting his call-up from Sacramento back in May. Another 4-hit game for Yaz, driving in 2 runs in the second to give the Giants the lead. And then at the top of the 6th, tied at 4, it's Yastrzemski again. The leadoff hit to get the inning started where the Giants would score a run, and Yastrzemski is the one who scores it. They never looked back after taking the lead there. The Giants win in San Diego 7-6 in this rubber match to take the series. Madison Bumgarner going 7 innings, earning 4 runs on 4 hits, striking out 6. Solid performance on the mound. And after starting his season with the River Cats in Sacramento, Mike Yastrzemski is powering his big league club in their playoff push.
Just feeling good in the day game and trying to get some good sunlight to see the ball and just help the team win. I think I took an approach with, learning from mistakes and learning on how to handle them and how to handle certain situations and what they want to do to get you out, and just trying to work off of that and feel comfortable.
The Giants, meanwhile, improving to 2 games above 500. Hard to believe this team was more than 12 games under 500 before this turnaround over the last 4 weeks. San Francisco's record in July, 18-5. The Giants are off tomorrow. They begin a series in Philly on Tuesday. But Mike Yastrzemski, Austin Slater, Tyler Beede, the list goes on and on. Those are just a couple of the guys who began the season here in Sacramento with the River Cats. But they are contributing to this amazing turnaround for the Giants. That pipeline between the Giants and the River Cats over at Wrigley Field will bring the Major League team back to Sacramento. The Giants will visit Wrigley Field for an exhibition game against the River Cats on March 22nd of course, next year. Mark your calendars. That is just before the season gets underway. The Giants have played 2 other times in West Sac, of course, back in 2016 and 2018. So the Giants are looking good over in the Bay Area, but the A's were also among one of the hottest teams in the league a couple weeks ago, aren't they, Kevin?
Yeah, that's true. Things aren't too shabby in Oakland right now. The A's wrapped up their 4-game series against the Rangers this afternoon. Now, remember, they dropped the first 2 games of the series, so best believe Oakland was looking to even things up during today's series finale. And one way of doing that is in walk-off fashion. To Oakland we go. The A's would trail the Rangers 5-4 in the bottom of the 9th inning, and that's where things got a little bit interesting. With 1 out and 2 on, Matt Olson singles in Chris Herman for the tying run. Later in the inning, bases loaded for Chris Davis. Now check this out. Davis is currently in one of the worst slumps of his career. He's batting 142 this month and hasn't homered since June 18th. If you don't know baseball, that's not good. But fortunately for Davis, he wouldn't need to homer. In fact, he didn't even need to make contact with the ball. He draws the walk. That will do it. A's walk it off over the Rangers 6-5. Here's the skipper on Davis's walk-off at bat.
Yeah, you know, you really want to be that guy and get the hit in that situation, but you know you have to be patient. You got a guy on the mound that can walk some guys. He can strike some guys out too. This is a guy that hit a walk-off homer at their place. I think it was last year. So you got to kind of resist being that guy, and maybe at 3-1, maybe chase the pitch, trying to be a little too anxious, but you know, he saw it well enough to see it was a ball in that situation. That's as good as a hit. It's good as a homer. Gives us a win, so it was a key at bat, obviously.
And it's good for a walk-off win. Now, with the win, the A's even the series against the Rangers. Oakland is currently second place in the AL West, 8 games behind the Astros. They are currently locked into a wild card spot, a half game in front of Tampa. Up next for the A's, they enjoy a day off tomorrow before hosting Milwaukee for a 3-game set. We're visiting training camps with the Raiders and Niners coming up in 30 seconds.
Oh, Raider Nation, I'm here in Napa. It's time to get to work, baby. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Let's get to work.
That's what I call a grand entrance. That's AB, also known as Antonio Brown, or Mr. Big Chest, as he likes to call himself. He's the Raiders' new receiver. You might have seen him in Pittsburgh over the last couple seasons. He came to Oakland in the offseason, arriving in style as the Raiders opened their annual training camp in Napa this past Friday, arriving by hot air balloon, as you do. The Raiders are making their annual return to wine country for training camp, and the end is near for their time in Oakland. The final season of Raiders football is upon us in the Bay Area as the team is preparing to move to Las Vegas, but that doesn't mean the Raiders won't stop calling Napa their summer home. Raiders owner Mark Davis saying today that he loves it in Napa. The Raiders will likely return in 2020. He sees no reason why the team will have to leave Napa despite playing in Vegas. It's hot there in the summer. Other locations such as Reno, even Lake Tahoe, have been mentioned in the future. But meanwhile, right now, camp is in the early stages. Things really picking up this week, even though the first preseason test isn't until Saturday, August 10th.
What's different about this year is the guys that we added. You can tell if you just sat back and watched us practice. You watch people communicate. The little details, pre-snap, you watch our defense communicate. It's just different. You know, it's professional. It's how it's supposed to be, right? And we're laying a foundation that hopefully, you know, we want to turn around and win 16 games, just like everybody in camp right now, right? Last to first, right? That's everyone's goal. But what we're doing right now is laying a good foundation with good, solid people. And in my heart, I definitely believe that they believe we can win.
I feel great. I feel really good. I had a good off season. You know, my legs feel great. You know, like I said, I'm finishing like I've never finished before in a while. So personally, I feel good. And I just want to, you know, use that to motivate, you know, the rest of the backs in the room as well.
Compared to last year around this time is completely different. You know, you're not the off season, you're not practicing your 40s or your shuttles. You're just working out, and yeah, this year I just feel way better, way more confident. I feel really good.
You heard from a couple local Raider products there. The veteran Doug Martin hoping to inspire the youthful Raiders backfield, and last year's rookie Colton Miller, the Roseville native, hoping to build on the learning experience of last season. And another local, Eddie Vanderdoes, the Raiders defensive tackle from Auburn, is heading into his 3rd NFL season with the Silver and Black, but he did leave practice today with a concussion.
All right, well, across the bay in Santa Clara, the 49ers opened their training camp also this past Friday. Just like every NFL team, they have visions of success coming into the new season. The quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, who went down with a torn ACL in week 3 last season. He completed his first full practice with the starters today, the first time he'd done that since the injury. The 27-year-old hoping to live up to that $137 million contract he signed before last season.
Good. I'm really happy where I'm at. I think, you know, it was a very successful summer. Got a lot done, you know, a lot of different just things we wanted to work on, and you know, it's really coming together now. Now we're time to roll. I feel confident. You know, it's the offense. I think you could always keep learning. You know, Kyle's been doing this for so many years that he knows it like the back of his hand. So that's really where I'm trying to get to as quickly as I can, and that's the goal.
It's 2 days into it. We're just throwing them out there. Yesterday was the first time there was an O-line in front of them. Today was the second time, but it was nice to get them out there. There's a lot of, it was kind of a mess out there too. I'm very excited to get pads on tomorrow. It's much easier to block people when there's pads on, make it a little bit cleaner, hopefully give them some cleaner looks.
All right, well, there you heard it from the coach. First practice in pads coming up tomorrow, but Jimmy G feeling good after going through his first full practice with the starting unit. Unfortunately, he still doesn't have his running back, Jerick McKinnon, back yet. He hasn't been cleared for full practice yet. He's also returning from a torn ACL. But McKinnon still on the physical, unable to perform list. General Manager John Lynch said he suffered a setback in his rehab. Now, something we'll be keeping an eye on as the camp moves on. The first preseason test coming up Saturday, August 10th, as the Dallas Cowboys visit Levi Stadium.
Looking forward to it. Also worth noting that the Raiders are this year's Hard Knocks feature on HBO, so we're looking forward to that.
Okay.
When we come back on Toyota Sports Extra on ABC 10, Team USA Basketball opening training camp in Vegas this week. We'll let you know which King Stars will be looking to represent our country.
Yes, and more than 300 Sacramento kids got the royal treatment at the Golden One Center this week. We're taking you inside the Kings and Queens Rise Youth Basketball Championships next. This week's Toyota Top Play and perhaps the Dad of the Year award goes to this Giants fan.
You're watching Toyota Sports Extra.
Well, we told you last month that two young Kings players, De'Aaron Fox and Marvin Bagley, received invitations to join Team USA's talent pool for international competition. Well, this past week, it became official. Marvin Bagley III and De'Aaron Fox will both be members of the select team for USA Basketball when they open training camp in Las Vegas in a little more than a week. This puts them in the pipeline to possibly be added to Team USA to represent our country down the road. Their teammate, Harrison Barnes, already competing for one of the final 12 spots to be a member of Team USA, and they will compete in the FIBA World Cup in China beginning in late August.
I'm definitely excited. You know, you grow up watching that on TV. You see all the guys in USA camp playing one-on-one, just stuff like that. So I'm definitely excited and looking forward to, being out there and getting to, get that experience and learn from those guys.
I'm looking forward to just being able to go out there and competing with some of the best guys in the league.
So De'Aaron Fox and Marvin Bagley III ready to dip their toes into international competition, helping to get Team USA ready for FIBA World Cup.
That's right. USA Basketball will trim its team of 20 to 12 after the Vegas camp, and those 12 players will compete in the FIBA World Cup beginning in late August. Now, Harrison Barnes on the national team will look to make the final roster. Nice to have three Kings in the USA Basketball pipeline. Just saying. Well, as Fox waits for USA Basketball training camp to begin in Las Vegas next week, he took some time to hang out with some young ballers from our area and offer some very good advice.
And this is one thing I say, continue to compete at everything that you do. Don't just compete on the court or on the field or in a lab, whatever you do. Make sure you compete at everything that you do. You compete for great.
Oh, yes. Always compete and always be thankful. Some words to live by from De'Aaron Fox before closing his basketball camp in Rockland this week. 240 young athletes taking part in the two-day camp at the Hardwood Palace. Fox gave his advice, shared stories, and even taught some of his moves. But, of course, everyone wants to know what the new-look Kings will be like next season after winning 39 games last year. So we asked him that very question.
Oh, well, I think it's a little bit different now because last year it wasn't, many expectations. So we were winning games and, it's kind of surprising people. So now with the way that our roster's filled out, we kind of got, the things that we needed. And, if we come out, guns blazing the way we did last year, I don't think it will be as surprising. Of course, the West has gotten stronger, but, we have expectations.
And now you have to see this, the star of the camp catching everyone's eye. This little guy running around in circles to Old Town Road. Well, that's De'Aaron Fox's son, Kai. Already like his father, with the ball in his hand, almost as big as little Kai. He had the most fun during the camp in Rockland, of course. We have to think that it might be him following in his dad's footsteps one day. He was in love with that basketball. He was loving Lil Nas X running around. He's got that speed, just like De'Aaron Fox.
And I am in love with him. Isn't he just absolutely adorable?
Super cute.
And if he does take after his father, his speed is going to be killer.
Yeah,
so.
It was a family affair out in Rockland with his mom, Lorraine, and his son there, Kai. We have much more with De'Aaron Fox on our ABC 10 YouTube channel when we come back. On Toyota Sports Section on ABC 10, Sacramento's champ Blake the Beast McKernan joining us in studio to talk about his upcoming fight where he's looking to go 13-0. You won't want to miss it.
Toyota Sports Extra will be right back. You're watching Toyota Sports Extra.
Welcome back. Joining us on set, friend of ABC 10, Sacramento's own champ, 12-0, Blake the Beast McKernan. He's here getting ready for another big fight. Not too far from your hometown down in Stockton this weekend. What can we look forward to?
Fireworks. I always tell everybody, whenever I come ready to fight, I come prepared. And, this upcoming Saturday, August 3rd, nothing's going to be different. We're going to come and get the job done, leave victorious, increasing my record to 13-0.
Yeah, you said fireworks. Coming into this being 12-0 and undefeated, do you feel that there's more pressure on you to obviously sustain that?
I think, being in this industry, there's always pressure to keep that O on your record. You know what I mean? And the further along that you get, as I fight tougher opponents, the fights are only going to get harder. So keeping that O, is obviously going to be something that everybody wants to try to take off of my record. So, the biggest thing for me is just staying in tip-top shape every single day and going into camp ready and not taking anybody lightly.
And this opponent you're going to face, they've suffered a couple losses themselves. What do you know about Herman Perez and what he did to face you on Saturday?
So I just, a little bit of background on him that I've been able to research is he's, a Mexican fighter. He's 11-4-3. He actually used to fight at a lighter weight division. He's actually coming up in weight. But, anytime I step in the ring with somebody, I'm not ever going to take anybody lightly, because in doing that, everybody has a fighter's chance, and I'm going in here thinking it's a world title fight, knowing that, I got to do everything that I can to get the job done. So we just got to look for the openings and capitalize on them as they present themselves.
Yeah.
Now, being a Sacramento boy, how exciting is it to come back in Northern California and be fighting in Stockton?
Feels good, I'm Sacramento proud, man. I've been born and raised in this city. I'd actually never left Sacramento until I had joined the military when I was younger, and being a prospect from the city and getting so much local love and support the way that I do, and it's even branched and merged out of just the city. I have a fan base all around the country and even fans from around the world now, and as I continue to just, move up the ladder and become more successful in my career, I'm looking forward to becoming a household name.
You're already a household name, at least for people who have watched ABC 10 for the last year or so. We've followed your career since you first really started it going. And I know that your military service played a big role in your last big entrance that we saw on ESPN. Can you take us through what that was like, the thought process going into it, and what did people see out there?
So, last year I got the Army to actually partner up and sponsor me. So it's been, an awesome and rewarding feeling to be able to have the Army behind me. So my last fight on ESPN on May 4th, we were able to have, a military escort. They were all in their uniforms, had the sabers out, and it was just, it left me speechless. Like, when I'm walking to the ring, it's almost like tunnel vision.
Yeah.
I can't hear anything, and I'm just focused on what's right in front of me. But after going back and watching the videos, people are like, dude, you have the dopest entrance and the best entrance that I've ever seen. So being able to not just be who I am, but to incorporate something that was a big part of my life, serving in the military, I'm very grateful for the opportunity. And now to have them backing me in my career, it feels great to be able to bring something new and inventive into the sport.
What are we going to see when you walk out to the ring on Saturday? Give us a little sneak peek.
So we're going to do the same thing this time, but we're going to make it bigger and better.
Awesome.
Wow. I know they'll be looking forward to that. We'll definitely be looking forward to that as well.
For sure.
Yeah, well, we have much more on Blake the Beast McKernan on our YouTube channel, on our website. We've been following this guy's career since basically he really started popping here in Sacramento, and we're looking forward to seeing more from Blake. Catch him in Stockton this week. Another big fight, looking to go 13-0 right here in our hometown.
Boom.
Yep.
All right, when we come back on Toyota Sports Extra on ABC 10. We're heading out to Golden One Center to show you why a co-ed youth basketball league championship means so much to the Sacramento community.
Toyota Sports Extra will be right back. You're watching Toyota Sports Extra.
Earlier this week, more than 300 local kids had the opportunity to play on the very same court that De'Aaron Fox gets to play at Golden One Center for the Kings and Queens Rise Co-ed Youth Basketball League Championships. Take a look at why it means so much to our community.
What is Kings and Queens Rise? It's the youth initiative launched by the Sacramento Kings in 2018 in direct response to the unrest in their city following the officer-involved shooting death of Stephon Clark.
It's all about crossing those boundaries, those different neighborhoods, and unifying as one community in Sacramento.
It's great for upward mobility as far as the Black community is concerned.
For the second straight summer, the Kings have teamed up with the Build Black Coalition and the Black Child Legacy campaign to give more than 300 kids from underserved communities a safe haven from the violence in their neighborhoods, the basketball court.
It's actually a co-ed league, so we have girls on the court at all times, and it just seems like it's building confidence for our youth.
It's been pretty fun. I've been able to learn from new people and get new friends.
They get to meet new friends each Saturday. It's competitive, so they want to practice and be prepared for the games. I feel like they have something to look forward to each week. And when you don't have anything to look forward to, that's when you get in trouble. But we're keeping these kids off the streets.
Their season culminates with the championship games at Golden One Center, home of the Kings, where these young queens and kings will be made to feel like legit NBA players.
I used to come to Kings games a lot, even in Arco.
Weeks of hard work paying off on the hardwood behind me, where Kings stars De'Aaron Fox and Marvin Bagley play.
To see them out there where the people they love play, like Fox and Bagley, it's amazing.
And the kids are really just soaking it all in. Parents maybe haven't been to a professional game, and literally they're down on the court. They get a feel of the NBA stadium, and it is just a great opportunity for our babies.
We have much more on the Kings and Queens Rise events in the Sacramento community dating back to last March on our ABC 10 YouTube channel and on our website. You can find more stories like this on our Sacramento Kings playlist. And I gotta say, Elijah was loving being there. He has a younger brother who was playing in the league representing Fruit Ridge, and he said he was gonna drop 12 points in the championship game. Pretty confident.
I must say, I love the confidence there, but more importantly, I just love the organization and what they're doing. You know, these are kids that are at risk and otherwise could be getting into trouble had they not had this organization and program. Me coming from Stockton, another at-risk city where there's a lot of issues. It's good to see Sacramento doing this for them. So love everything about it.
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing them back next summer, and we're going to be back after this.
All right, real quick, heading to golf here at the WGC FedEx Invitational in Memphis. Brooks Koepka was feeling it. The 29-year-old didn't have a single bogey on his final round and had a dominant stretch with 3 birdies between the 3rd and 6th holes. Koepka shot a 565 to go on to win his 3rd tournament of the season and the 7th of his career. He won by 3 strokes over Webb Simpson. Most importantly, this is Koepka's first World Golf Championship. He will head into the FedEx Cup playoffs with the #1 seed. He also earned a cool $2 million as well. And Koepka is just rolling like Goodyear tires. So.
Yeah, he has had quite the year in golf, and we're looking forward to quite the season in the NFL. We've got a complete list on all the locals you can look out for this season, plus the training camp breakdown for the Raiders with Hard Knocks being there.
Oh, yeah.
We will see you back here next Sunday for Toyota Sports Extra right here on ABC 10.